So after our time in London, we took the Channel back across to France again, so I kind of had an idea of what to expect this time. And as we chartered our way through, we made it for November 11th so we could make it to Vimy Ridge.
We were struck with this site. We were honored to be there for Remembrance Day, and there were some ceremonies that we were able to be a part of. Just the fact that they've left so much of it undisturbed was just astounding to us, and was very meaningful to me in terms of just to imagine what that would be like to be fighting in places where you can still see the craters.
They had multiple different sites for the burials, and then from here we made our way across to where the Great Atlantic Wall was. This particular set of armaments didn't see an invasion from the Allied troops just because it was such steep cliffs, and when you saw all the cannon reinforcement that they had along here, you can understand how challenging it would have been to try and reclaim any of these beaches. We went further along to where Juno Beach was and Omaha Beach. Again, you could just imagine scenes from something like Saving Private Ryan. These are stones that were on Juno Beach that had bullet marks, and you weren't allowed to remove them from the beach, but you could look at them. We had some very rainy weather as we traveled across the north of France, and we kept heading over to where Mount Saint Michel was, which felt like you're stepping back in time, and had very few tourists on the day that we came.
After that, we'd get back on the road and head through more of France and working our way towards Spain. We did have days where we were battling rain, and then other days that were nice and open and scenic. Mostly it was a rainy time.
Mostly it was rain, yeah.
See the beautiful world around, wanna see it now.
How's it been?
Rainy and windy. I know it's Tuesday, but really it's Wednesday.
So Sharon's trying to make a business case for ending our day here with all this nice weather and cover and a hotel and a restaurant. She might have a business case here.
With the wind blowing in your hair, we can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now.
Bardenas Natural Reserve, and there's going to be a Castilla de Natural, a natural castle. We'll see what the desert has for us. It might even have rain again.
So we're parking one bike here, and we're just going to do the loop around on my bike today.
Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time. Driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car. Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand?
That was the natural castle. I loved the twist to that and the light in different ways. There was also a bit of a canyon running on the back side of it. There's also some military zones where you were not allowed to go in.
Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand?
back on the road, heading out along the shoreline, and sun and a little bit warmer again, so that was nice to run into these amazing waves along the coast. I can't imagine trying to surf in here, but not too far away.
There's an area not too far away that does championship surfing, but we were just struck with the power, and this was probably a relatively quiet day.
Yeah, the clapping of it, and you could just kind of get mesmerized by it. There were a couple of people photographing it. Here's some cork trees. You can see where the groove between the light and the dark, or where they've carved the cork off, and they only do that so many years. That's a stockpile of the cork, so flooring, wine bottles, whatever else they use cork for. And now colorful Sintra, Portugal. This is the Initiate's Well, and at the bottom there was this amazing set of tunnels. Down from there is Lisbon, or Lisboa.
Trolley car, Mr. Rogers. I think it's the prettiest one so far.
That character. It's also not leveled. Hey, comment.
As we continued our journey further south, we were working our way towards the Algarve area, and got to go out kayaking and exploring the Bengali caves. Again, no crowds on this. We got dumped, so we're pretty wet here. This was their last tour of the season, he told us, and there was us and ironically enough, 2 other Canadians. Love the color of the water.
Lots of orange groves that we passed through, and then they have a lot of these bulls standing up, which turned out afterwards that they were part of an advertising campaign, and they just never left.
Narrow roads that you sometimes wonder if you should be on. Cordoba, Spain, lots of churches that used to be mosques. You see a lot of the influence from when there was Muslim reign, which they refer to as Moorish over there, the rock patterns. I think on this particular bridge we saw 3 different performers or street buskers. And more rain, just so, we didn't take it for granted that every day would be sunny.
And more curvy roads.
Twisty roads, yeah. Ronda, Spain had this amazing height of a bridge. It was on the last season of Amazing Race, and this gorge that just goes all the way through it. We hiked down part of the way to have a look. That's a bull ring there. We saw lots of those in Spain, but we never did go to any bullfights. Yeah, parking. I think it's interesting sometimes. Canada, as in Animal Crossing, not Canada the country. Lots of funny signs. This again was one of the Moorish areas, and ruins there. It was a very big area. And then farewell to Spain.